Good morning, everyone. It's me, Jessica, and I'm here today to guide you through our LIIT workout. I recommend having a variety of weights for yourself. We're going to focus on the upper body, get some biceps, so a little bit of chest and some shoulders. So let's start off just warming up that upper body. You can do today's workout seated, or you can do today's workout standing. I'm going to move my legs a little bit here while we're warming up. But I'm going to focus on keeping my legs still, and I hope that you do as well when we actually are getting our strength portion in. So for now, just opening your arms nice and wide and then crossing one over the other. Let's get a couple more times of opening these arms nice and wide before we'll take a jack with the arms. Awesome. Let's switch into that jack. So arms coming all the way up overhead and all the way back down by your side. You can see, keep stepping side to side if you would like to, or you can stay still, or you can turn it into an actual jack if that feels good for you today. I'm going to keep that cardio a little low for myself as I am currently overcoming oh my gosh, the vid and my energy is just a little bit low, but I'm so excited to be here with you today to guide you through our first strength workout together in 2024. Last few times with those arms coming all the way up overhead. Make sure you're breathing and then go ahead, just shake it out. Start to plant your feet on your next inhale. Draw your shoulders all the way up towards your ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and then fingers stretch down towards the floor. Let's make a couple more of those intentional big circles up, back, down, drawing your lower belly in as well. So you got some support from your core. And we're decompressing our shoulders here as our fingers stretch down towards the floor. You're really reaching those go-go gadget arms. I know you can do it. Let's change directions. So inhaling arms up, finding a stretch forward. Oh, it feels so good. And then fingers down towards the floor. Just a couple more of these really big shoulder rolls to warm up. Don't even have any weights in our hands yet, just preparing for our movement for today. Last one. Great. And then shake it out one more time. And go ahead and grab your weights. The first move that we're going to go for today is a shoulder press. I'm going to keep a variety of weights nearby. So we're going to work 40-second intervals, 40 seconds of work, or if your weight's pretty light and endurance is your goal, you're going to go for the full minute. We've got 4 moves and we've got 4 times through in this circuit. So our first move is going to be a nice big shoulder press, keeping your elbows in line with or above your shoulders. We're going to start off with pressing both arms up at the same time. But the next time through, we're going to alternate those arms. Let's go ahead and get started. So arms up nice and wide, planting your feet. Both arms press all the way up overhead. No, you couldn't see my hands there. So I'm just going to come on down to my knees even and find this big press. Coming down to your knees is a great option for you while you're creating your strength because you are lower to the ground. So there's a little, makes it a little bit easier. Words are still a bit of a challenge as I'm overcoming this skid right now. So having your center line closer towards the floor can make strength easier. That's a lot of the reason people will sit down on a chair or a bench as well. So both arms pressing up overhead and with control bringing it back down. That's our 40 seconds. If you need to, you can take a break right here at 40 seconds. Well, let me check my notes and see what move number 2 is going to be. Oh, we have got palms forward. We're going to start with our elbows still about in line with our shoulders. Make sure you're not overarching your back. Take a pause here and about every 3 seconds, drive your arms up towards the sky. Great, so palms facing in, hands palms in line with your elbows about every 3 seconds, taking that big press up. So you can use your exhale to find that lift. We're gonna do this move alternating every other round. We'll find something a little bit different next time through. We've got about 10 more seconds if you're gonna join me in pausing at the 40. But if you're not feeling this in your shoulders yet, if things feel easy and your weights are pretty light, you can keep going. I'm taking a break right there at 40 seconds. Awesome. Next move that we have on our agenda are bicep curls. Let's start with the hammer curl. So still with your palms facing in, we're going to bring the weight all the way to the shoulders, elbows stay by your side, and then gently lower down. Pardon me while I cough. Shoulders rolled back away from your ears, just like we did in the warm up. And let's find that full range of motion for round one in this hammer curl. You got a slight bend in your knees, so you're not locking your knees out, or you can be kneeling down on the floor. And you're controlling on the way up and on the way down. We're not just swinging the weights. So moving nice and slow can actually mean that you're engaging your muscles a little bit more. No momentum, just intention. Awesome. There's your 40 seconds. If you want to take a break at 40 seconds, checking my notes. Our last move in this warm up, I'm going to get a slightly heavier weight. We're going to start off with a half range of motion. Holding on to this slightly heavy weight, shoulders away from your ears, hands, palms. At the head of the dumbbell, we're just going to lift to halfway. Lift to halfway, lower down. So keeping your chest lifted, like there's a string, lifting your sternum towards the sky, and you're using your breath. So exhale, lift, and lower. The more that you squeeze in the heads of the dumbbell, also, the more that you're going to activate your chest here. So you can make it easier on yourself by using your fingers to really find the grip, or you can make it a little bit more challenging by using your hands, palms to find that lift and hold. Maybe you need a little bit of both today. Still not locking your knees out, lots of length through the crown of your head. There's the 40 seconds. You can take a break right here or keep going. Do you remember what move number one is? It's shoulder presses. This time through, round two, we're going to go for alternating shoulder presses. So one arm's just going to stay there while the other finds the lift in 3, 2, elbows in line with your shoulders, shoulders away from your ears. One arm presses up towards the ceiling, other arm presses up towards the ceiling. Make sure you're not overarching your back. If you find that that's happening, it probably means your weight's a little bit too heavy. You're just doing your best. Can you keep those elbows in line with your shoulders? Can you at least try? Even if you need to relax your arms down for a sec and catch your breath and come right back into the movement when you can. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are our amazing shoulders. We got plenty of time. Whole new year just started. There's your 40 seconds break. This next move, we're going to come back to that same starting position that we had for our shoulder presses. We're going to go for a little bit of a pec squeeze and some extra rotation through the wrist as well. And so starting right here, you're going to bring your pinkies towards each other, elbows gently squeeze in, and then open nice and wide. That exhale to bring it in, and that inhale to open it up. Woo! I'm going to take a second, take a break, be smart for my body. And after a big breath, come right back into the motion. So with challenge comes change. I hope that you're challenging yourself right here. We got 5 more seconds in our 40-second interval. And I'm taking the break here. 20 seconds of rest, or you could keep moving for those next 20 seconds. We're coming back to bicep curls. This time we're going to challenge that range of motion. So going for the lower range of motion for the bicep curls, still sticking with the hammer style though. So palms facing in, shoulders away from your ears. We're just going to lift up to that half range, just like we did in the last round for that front raise. I'm pausing for just a moment at 90 degrees, making sure that those biceps fire up, elbows still staying close by the sides of the body. You got it. What are your goals for 2024? I'm so excited. My nephew's getting bar mitzvah this year, and I'm ready to immortalize my arms in photos. Well, I'm not ready just yet, but I will be. All right, you can keep going for these last 20 seconds, or you can take a break. I'm going to switch to my slightly heavier weight. This time we're going to find the top range of motion for that front raise. So starting at the chest and then bringing arms up overhead in 3, 2, 1. So right here, find that lift up overhead and then right back to chest height. So again, the more that you're pressing in to the heads of the dumbbells, the more that your pecs are also going to be firing up. Otherwise, you're still getting a lot of shoulders, even if you're focusing more on the shoulders by gripping your weight. Maybe you're gripping the weight with your fingers just to be smart so you don't drop that weight on top of your head. As soon as we finish this one, we're halfway through our whole workout. Firmly planting through your feet, but not locking out your knees. Awesome. There's the 40 seconds. I'm going to take the break at 40, and we're going to come back in to our shoulder presses. This time, both arms moving at the same time again. We got about 5 seconds till we get started. 3, 2, 1. All right. So here we are, round 3. Shoulders are probably starting to get a little bit tired. So I want you to be smart for yourself. If you need to take an extra second and take a breath, you take an extra second, relax your arms down, take your breath. If you can keep going, then just keep going. Keeping those elbows up nice and high. If you're taking the break with me at 40 seconds, we've just got about 10 more to go. We can do it. 3, 2, 1. If you're going for that endurance and your weights are pretty light, then please don't let me stop you. We're back to our palms forward, facing into you, finding that press up. So get ready to bring your elbows back in line with your shoulders, palms facing your face in 3, 2, 1. Shoulders away from your ears. So here we are, in every 3 seconds, finding that press up overhead. Ooh, take a second, take a break. This one really burns my shoulders. How about for you? We're halfway through if you're just working to 40. Ooh. And back into it. Don't look down to the ground, into the nothing. Yes, all right. Do you remember move number 3? Me neither. It's those hammer curls. Let's get that top range of motion for the hammer curl this time. So we're going to find our rest at 90-degree arms and then take the curl. 3, 2, right here. So just up to your shoulders, and then with control, maybe taking a pause right here. Chest still stays lifted, no overarching of your back. Great work. Nice, everyone. Keep going. We're more than halfway, especially if you're stopping at this 40-second break. We got 16 minutes of actual work here. And we're taking the rest time today if you're moving at the same pace as me. Woo! And there it is. There's the rest. One more in round 3. Coming back to that front raise. This time we're going to go for full range of motion. So I want you to make sure that you're not bending your knees or driving your hips to get the arms up overhead. You're using your upper body strength. So bringing it all the way up overhead and control all the way back down. I'll come down to kneeling so you can see what I'm doing. Remember, you can kneel for these moves as well. You can be seated for any and all of these moves. Just bringing that weight up overhead. I know this can be a real challenge for people, especially this last little bit of the range of motion. Doing just one weight, holding just one weight is actually going to make it a little bit easier than if you were doing this with 2 weights in your hands, as we were for the hammer curls. So I am being thoughtful towards you. There's our 40 seconds if you're taking the break. We got one more time through. The last time for our alternating shoulder presses. I'm going to tuck my shirt in because I like when my shirt's tucked in. Bam! All right, we start in 3, 2, here we go. I said alternating, didn't I? And then I did both at the same time. So we're getting that little extra pause, the little extra challenge to just stay here and stabilize. We're going to find that pec squeeze with the wrist rotation for our next move. Woo! Things are getting tough here in the last few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Great. Whew. I'm going to do my best with this heavy weight for our pec squeeze and wrist rotation. I do have some lighter weights nearby, but with challenge comes change. So I'd rather challenge myself and take a break as needed, and I hope that you'll join me in doing the same. Bring those arms up nice and wide again. Elbows squeeze in towards each other and wrists turn in towards each other, and then come right back out. No overarching of the back. So there's that slight bend of the knees, but a tuck of your pelvis forward. We are halfway right now. And I'm going to take that quick second of breath at halfway and then come right back into the motion to finish things out. Here's that beep. Woo! Great. Next up, we're coming back to bicep curls. I'm going to go for a pulse this time of those curls. So still sticking with that hammer style. So thumbs up, palms facing in, come into 90, just a little bit of a lift and a little bit of a lower. As you find that little bit of a lift, I want you to squeeze, 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 engage your biceps, and then right back down to 90. Chest is still lifted. You're doing fantastic. We got one more move to go, and then we're done for the day. Well, we're done for the day together. So we got plenty more time to get in lots more movement, and I hope that you take the opportunity to do so. For 3, 2, 1. Awesome. If you're still going for the rest of the minute, you are welcome to. I'm going to take that break just to prepare for the last round of that front raise. You know what? I'm going to challenge myself on this last round of front raise and go for 2 separate weights in the hands. My palms are going to face down this time. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead, and then bring them right back down. If this is a little too much for you at the end, you can come back to doing just one weight, holding it between your hands, but you're the most warmed up, even though you're also your most tired right now. So please be mindful and smart for your body today. Make sure you feel in control of the motion with your shoulders. And if you want or need to still just do that one weight, it's never too late to switch back. It's also never too late to try doing separate hands for this full front raise. Woo! I'm going to keep going, finish this minute strong since it's our last exercise. We got about 10 seconds left to go. Last raise. We did it, y'all. Go ahead, release your weights down towards the floor, and let's come back to that big crossing of our arms, one over the other. Wow, doesn't that feel so great? Let's take a moment. We're going to pause. One arm crosses over, pulling your shoulder towards your chin. You can even take a nice big rotation. Look over your shoulders, stretch out your whole back, your obliques just a little bit. And then slowly, carefully open your arms really wide again. And then cross to the other side. Draw your shoulder towards your chin. A little belly pulled in. and rotate as much as you want. Awesome. Back to center. Open those arms nice and wide. Inhale your arms up overhead. Grab hold of your left wrist with your right hand and find a big reach over all the way to the right side. Try not to collapse your chest towards the floor so your upper back is pressing against the imaginary wall behind you. Take a drive of your hips and then inhale, come back to center. You can relax your arms down for a moment. Turn your hands, palms forward, arms come back up overhead, and you grab hold of your right wrist with your left hand, shoulders away from ears, ground through your feet, and find this big stretch. Right shoulder pressing against the imaginary wall behind you. Drive your hips. Take that extra little bit of stretch. Inhale back up. Separate your hands, interlace your fingers behind your back, stretch your knuckles down towards the floor. If your fingers don't interlace behind your back, that's okay. You can just press the backs of your fingers towards your glutes. Take that big opening of your chest. If your fingers do interlace, can you squeeze your hands palms together? Can you even bring your hands a little away from your glutes for an extra stretch? Take one more big inhale. Exhale, carefully release, interlace your fingers in front of you. Press your hands, palms forward. Take that nice big stretch into your back. Inhale, arms up one more time. Stretch your palms out to the opposite walls. Really try and push the walls away. And then stretch your fingers all the way down to the floor. One more time to decompress your shoulders. Deep inhale. Exhale. And release. Awesome. So great to see you all again. I hope you enjoyed this workout. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you again soon.